podcast. I am Baylie Davis, and I'm joined here with
Robert Holtkamp,
Joe Britton,
Dan Barton.
And we are going to be answering 3 questions today. First, who is the best player you have ever played against? Second, your best game. And 3, your worst game in your athletic career. So who wants to get us started?
I guess I will.
Yeah,
Right.
You're to the left of me, might as well.
So, I guess the best player I've ever played against, his name is Ivan Fresnada. He's from Madrid, Spain. But he played for the Real Madrid youth team growing up, and I was in Spain for just a study abroad trip, whatever.
Yeah.
And I grew up playing soccer my whole entire life, and so it was kind of one of those things where I was like, all right, I'm going to another country, surely I'm not gonna get beat that bad. And so I was at school with this kid, and he was my host student at the time. And we're out playing whatever, and he's like, all right, let's do a game. Mm-hmm. I'm sitting here just freaking out, no way I'm about to play against this kid.
Yeah.
I didn't know he played for Real Madrid at this point either, so I was already freaking out. Well, I get the ball, and not even 2 seconds into getting the ball, it was gone. I go another way. I just kind of stood there, me being a dumb American. It was not good, but now he's about 18. And he's playing in I think the Portugal Pro League or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he's doing his thing. He's pretty good though.
Nice.
But yeah, I guess we want to go to the next.
Yeah. So I'd say the best person I ever played against. I only got to play with him one tournament. My freshman year of baseball, we played in Memphis, and the coach was like, "I know this kid from Mississippi. He's gonna play with us this weekend." Well, he shows up and he's 5'7". Well, he does a drag bunt. Then he's still second, third, and home. He had 15 stolen bases just the weekend. We came in second or whatever, and then I didn't see him again. I think till freshman year of college we were watching a region game for NCAA baseball, and my stepdad's like, "You ran that center fielder?" I was like, "No." And he's like, "That's a kid from Memphis." So he played for Mississippi State and won the national championship last year.
No way.
Yeah, he was just the most unreal. He didn't hit bombs or nothing, but it was a bunt or a single every time, and then it was you have to pitch out to throw him out at second or third. It was crazy. And his brother played with us too, and his brother was horrible at baseball, but he was just incredibly fast. It was insane.
Runs in the family.
I guess so.
Buns though, second, third, and
Yeah, the first time we ever watched, nobody knew him except for one kid on the team. And I guess it was a push bunt. He went towards third, got on, and we didn't even get him a steal sign. Still second, stood up, stole third, dove in, and then the catcher blocked it, but he didn't even go to the backstop. Stood up at home. It was insane.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I remember back home when we had a lot of our it's not even in season. It was pickup runs. Everybody be home for the break and stuff.
Yeah.
And a lot of the pros would come down and just play pickup with us. And on Tuesdays and Thursdays, we had this guy, Trenton Hassel. He played in Timberwolves. He played for the Chicago Bulls. He's around probably 38 years old. I'm 20. I'm 20 at the time. And we come in, we're okay, it's the NBA guy in here. You want to try your hardest or whatever, play against him. And I don't think I won a game that day. He's 6'5", too. He's shooting over everybody. It was crazy. To be honest, that skill level or gap from college or the pros is just crazy.
You didn't try to dunk on him or anything?
No,
Oh.
he's 6'5".
Jumped on his shoulders, got up on the
I
ball.
wish I could have. And then he's older too, so I was he's moving real slower, but everything's so efficient.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
The best person I ever played against was Ryan Howard in high school. I played basketball, and she went to Bradley Central, and then I went to Saudi. And then, hold on, I'll pull up her credentials real quick because she's got a lot. So after high school, she went to Kentucky, where they won an SEC championship in 2022. Then she was the #1 draft pick for the WNBA, and then she plays for the Atlanta Dream now, and she's also a 3-time gold medalist. So
Yeah.
I played against her, right before all that happened. Now, I'm tall. I'm like 5'10".
Yeah.
The woman's huge, okay? She towers over me. And since I was the tallest person on our basketball team, I had to guard her, And so at that point, like, I knew she was just going to be better than me. So, I was just like, let's have some fun. So, like, right before tip-off, I look at her and I'm like, hey, if you want to dunk today, you let me know and I will open up the lane for you. I'll get down. You can jump off my back or something. Like, you have at it. She thought it was funny, but I was being for real. Like, I wanted to see her dunk. She was that good. I don't know if she has in the WNBA, but, I mean, she definitely could.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So she got to be like, what, 6'1", 6'2"?
She's at least 6 foot. I mean, she's got to be, because she towers over me. So, she's big. I need to find the picture. There's a picture of me standing next to her, and I'm just looking up at her, and it's real funny. Yeah. Oh, yeah. All right. Best game or worst game first?
I guess we can do.
I feel like we should knock the worst out.
Yeah.
I was about to say, end on a
Get
good
out of
note
the
with
way.
our best
When we
game.
say worst, is it by amount we lost by or like why we lost?
I guess anything.
Just whatever
I guess
you
anything.
think
Yeah.
Okay.
qualifies as your worst game.
Okay.
Do you want to go first again?
Sure.
Get it out of the way.
Doesn't bother me. Sure. Oh, jeez. I remember this one quite vividly, actually. So it was 2018. It's like October. I played for a travel club team for soccer growing up, and we made it to the semifinals of state. And we were going, like, we knew the team that we were going up against was going to be good. They were from Nashville, so they had a lot of money coming their way. And it was, I don't know what the deal was, but we pull up to the game and everything, and it is just, it's not at all what we expected. Like, we're warming up, and we look like just a bunch of, like, rec league kids on the other side of the field, and they're all, like, uniform, like, stretching in a line. Like, all their drills were just very much just, like, boom, 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 like, very uniform.
Yeah.
And so we're already freaking out. And so we start the game, and I kid you not, 5, maybe 10 minutes into the game, we're down 3-0. Like, it's bad. It's really bad. So, like, we're already out of the game at this point. Like, in soccer, 3-0 is like, you're done.
Yeah.
And so, probably about partway through, about probably the end of the half, we finally get a goal, and we're like, all right, like, we're getting back into this. Well, second half starts, and they score about 3 more. So now it's 6-1.
Yeah.
And at this point, like, all of my teammates are done. But growing up, I was never really like that. If I was gonna play a game, I was gonna play all the way through, like, the hardest I could go. And so I was going, like, full speed at this one dude, and he passed the ball off, and I didn't realize it. But right behind him, as soon as he moved, was my teammate, and he was also going full speed. And as soon as that guy moved, we both clocked heads. And I got up, and my head was, like, just gushing blood. And I had to go to, like, the emergency room to get stitches.
Stitches. Where at,
Like, yeah, I got a scar, like, up here. I don't think you can really see it too well now, but
Oh, gosh.
it was bad. But we ended up losing, I think, like 9-1 at the end. So it was embarrassing.
That's like a high scoring game for soccer too, right?
Especially in high school for a travel team too. Yeah. It was ridiculous.
Well, I'd say playing for Sequoia baseball, I definitely had a lot of embarrassing losses for sure. But we were talking about this the other day. My junior year, we were like we weren't good, but we were decent. We had a lot of seniors and a lot of juniors that were actually starting. And I'm sorry if anybody's from Midway, but Midway's horrible at baseball. Their field was bad. So anyways, we roll up, walk up the hill, get in the dugout, we're warming up. And we were having like one of our best warm-ups. And then we rolled in and outs. It went good. And we could tell like then, our coach always told us our bad in and outs, we played the worst games. So we didn't feel good. But then they do their in and outs, and they're like throwing balls over fences, missing pop flies, missing ground balls. And I guess my coach was really confident. He was like, he picked like Austin, and he was a freshman at the time. He only pitched like 1 game. And this is like our 20th game or something. Well, we hit first. We scored 3 runs in the first inning. We're like, oh, we're going to run rule this team in 4 innings. Well, they proceed to score 9 runs in the first inning. We're like, okay, we got to do something. And then we score like 2 or 3 in the second, and my coach was real bad about leaving people in. Well, he leaves the freshman back in there again. They score 5 runs in the second. And at that point, like, we couldn't catch up to them. And, like, they were literally, like, 2 and, like, 20. And they lost to, like, just some, like, teams that had never even won. And we got straight stomped by them. And it was bad, too, because I think we won. We started out our season, like, 1-7. And we won, like, 12 games in a row against, like, good teams. Like, I remember we beat Webb, like that Christian school in Oxford or whatever. We beat them, and they threw like one of their best guys, and then Midway just runs through us. It was horrible. It was by far the worst loss I think I've ever felt in baseball. It was bad.
Those are the kind of games you just gotta finish out the game and just have fun at that point. Yeah. It's just like you're about to lose.
Yeah, it comes to a point where you're like, okay, I've tried all I can.
Exactly.
There's really not much more we can do. It's just try to go to the next one.
Yeah.
Forget about it.
Yeah, I think it's the same in basketball, bro. Like we've lost. I feel like we've lost. Like every basketball team's lost by like 20, 30 with the blowouts and everything. But like crucial games. I remember my junior year, we played Bethel. And we had lost to them at their house. So it's our time to defend home court. And it's like about 2 minutes left. And it's a tie game. I think we go up 3. And we get back to the zone, right? So we're in the zone. It's about like a minute left or such. We get a stop. It's a 2-on-1. I come down to throw a lob. But when I throw the lob to the guy, it hits the backboard. So I grab the ball again. I go, dribble over, I get fouled, call timeout. We go to the huddle. Coach is like, "What the are you doing? Are you trying to lose the game?" I'm like, "Oh, that's my fault. So we get the ball back in, and one of my teammates get fouled. He misses both free throws. We go down on the other end. We're in zone still. They hit a 3. They get an and 1. They're up 2. We go down again. We drop a play. We miss, and we lose the game. That was one of the worst losses ever because I know if I would have just held the ball, we would have won the game.
Yeah.
But that's one of the worst losses ever.
Basketball's like that though. Like the game can change so quick.
Yeah.
Like I really don't know. I mean, it's like that for other sports, but like basketball especially. Like it's so easy for the game to get turned around so fast.
Yeah, I definitely feel like basketball's like a game of runs. Team can definitely get up like 17-0 or something like that very quickly.
Very quickly.
Oh yeah. Okay, so my best and worst game kind of go hand in hand, and it wouldn't make sense for me to tell you about my worst game until I tell you about my best game.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna do mine all in one, and then
good.
y'all can go on.
Yeah.
So my best game, okay, we were playing Truett McConnell. It was last season, softball, by the way, not basketball this time, softball. Yeah. So we were playing Truett, and like. I don't know if it's like this in other sports here, but like usually like Truett and Reinhardt are like the 2 like top teams to beat in the conference, right? So really, really big game, and I had some, groin issues where I was about to tear my groin basically. So like I was in pain for a good bit of last season, right? But anyways, I show up to the Truett game and I'm pitching. And I end up throwing 9 innings that game, which regular softball game is 7 innings, right? I ended up throwing at the end of the game, I had like 160 pitches. A lot of pitches, okay? But we won the game. So like, even though we went into like extra innings and stuff, we still won the game. But I was hurting really bad after the game, right?
Yeah.
Next day afterwards, we're going into my worst game now. We're playing again, okay? And we're playing Kentucky Christian. Kentucky Christian's a great team and stuff, but they're not as like high up as like Truett or Reinhardt. And so I'm thinking, it's gonna be fine. We're gonna figure it out. We're gonna win this game. It'll be okay. So I'm pitching again after throwing 160 pitches the day before. Still have a hurt groin. I've got all these arm issues, but it's fine. I'm gonna figure it out. Push through it. We start playing. And I throw 6 innings of the Kentucky Christian game, and I'm struggling. Like, I'm struggling hardcore. I'm doing my best, but, like, I'm hurting. I'm in pain. Yeah. And my coach comes out to the mound, and he's like, "Hey, what's going on?" And I was like, "You got to pull me, man." And he's like, "What? Why?" And I was like, "Listen, I would never say this, like, ever in my life unless, like, I was for real. But, like, I'm in pain." At that point, I had both my groins, like, wrapped. and stuff, like underneath my pants. Like I had wraps on and stuff just to kind of
Yeah.
help and all that. I had like icy hot all over my arm. Like I was popping some ibuprofen. Like I was struggling. And I was like, Coach, you've got to take me out. I'm not helping the team. If anything, I'm about to hurt myself. You know, like if you want to win this game, like you got to take me out.
Yeah.
And he was like, okay, I'll think about it. No, he did not think about it. I threw the rest of that game, and like we lost 12-10, so like not a huge like upset or anything, but like still, I was out of commission for a good week after that. I was hurting so bad.
Yeah, that's a lot of pitches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that
That's
was like
crazy.
over 200 pitches within 2 days, because I had 150 the first time against Truett, and then I had like 130 against Kentucky Christian. So yeah.
So y'all's coach don't have like a pitch limit?
Not for us, because like pitchers, like softball pitchers, we can throw a good bit more than baseball pitchers can. So we usually don't have a pitch limit unless like you're like hurt, if you have something torn or something like that. But I had nothing torn yet, so I did not have a pitch limit, and it really showed I did not have a pitch limit because I pitched a lot.
Yeah, that's way too many pitches.
Yeah, it's a lot.
I would throw my arm out.
Yeah.
Sure.
Mhm.
I couldn't throw 60 pitches, let alone
Yeah. No, I couldn't even imagine throwing 60
3 times
pitches.
that night. Yeah, I couldn't do that.
Well, throwing overhand is so different though than throwing underhand.
That is true, I guess.
Mhm.
I've always heard softball pitchers can like throw a lot during the game, but I didn't know it was 160 pitches.
Oh yeah. Whenever I was younger, during like our summer ball games and stuff, I would throw like 7 games a day.
Oh yeah.
During our tournaments and stuff.
That's crazy.
So.
What were you putting on your arms? Like, are they not like? I know you're throwing like if you're throwing something like over 100 times, it's like, is it not just? Do you still feel it after a while, or is it just numb?
No, well, okay, so I have this thing called TOS. We're not going to get like too deep into it because this could be a long story. But basically, my hand goes numb if I throw for a long period of time. But it's been doing that since high school, so like I've gotten used to it. So my hand would go numb, and it was just, it is what it is. Like it's muscle memory, like pitching is at this point. So like I couldn't feel my arm the whole time. I mean, like the muscles hurt and everything, but like my hand and stuff, I couldn't feel it. So yeah. All right, got mine out of the way.
Oh man. All right. So what was it? It's best
game.
Best game.
Yeah.
All right.
End on a good note, not on my note.
Yeah. All right. I like that. So best game. Oh Lord. Probably 2 years ago we were playing Cumberland's, and everyone knows that Cumberland's just a bunch of we're not gonna say that word, but you guys know,
Keeping it PG-13.
Exactly. So no one likes Cumberland's if you're here at Wesleyan, obviously, but it was a big game for us. I think it was a year we went to nationals, so we were, I think, 12 and I don't remember. I think we were up there. We had a pretty good record, but Cumberland's would like seal the deal for us to go to nationals, so it was a really big game. But I remember we were back and forth the whole entire game. Like it was probably the most electric game I've ever been a part of. They probably had about 100 fans, maybe a little bit of an exaggeration, but we had a good amount of fans. But I remember we were down 13-14 in the fourth quarter with maybe like 5 minutes left, and I ended up scoring to like tie the game, and that was insane. And then in overtime we ended up winning it all.
Oh really?
Yeah. And so that was definitely probably the best one I've ever been a part of. It was just I don't know exactly how to explain the feeling, but it was something that I probably won't forget. But
I'm sure it's a
definitely
big win.
Yeah, definitely good though to hand it to the Cumberland guys.
Oh yeah, and go to nationals.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's pretty big.
Oh,
Yeah,
for sure.
Crazy. I would say the best. I'm going all the way back to freshman year baseball.
Your glory days.
Yeah, glory days. So my freshman year, my high school, before I got to high school, my older brother's team, they had a coach come in from Carson Newman, and he was like just crazy baseball knowledge. They went, my high school had never been to state before 2014. Well, when he jumped in there, they went to sub-state 12 and 13. Got right in 14, that team was just unreal. They went to state, everything. Should have won state championship, but the assistant coach ended up being the coach for my team. Well, his first year, we start 3-0 to start the season. Right? Oh yeah, good season so far. Well, we break a record for most losses in a row, 14. So that was horrible. But we're worst ranked in the district. We were 5-20, I think, going into district play.
Mm.
We have to play Polk County in the playing game to even get in the district
Goodness,
tournament.
Polk County.
Yeah, we played probably I'm not gonna say the best game we had, but we scored like 22 runs in like 4 innings and run roll them. Well, then we had to play Loudon, and Loudon was won the district. They had like 5 kids going D1, and I think they were like top 5 in the state at that point. Well, high school baseball used to go 7 innings. We go to like 12 innings, and they bring in like their closer who was committed to ETSU, and of course I get up to bat. And like it was like top of the 12, top of the 13th, something like that. We had runners on second, third, and this kid's bumping like 90. And me being a little freshman, I was seeing like 80 all year, so I was like, okay, I'm nervous. So luckily my coach calls me over there. Well, I get down, he just telling me to calm down or whatever. Well, we get down 0-2, I get down 0-2, and luckily he yanks me a curveball. And I hit a double to give us the lead. We end up winning that game. Well, then we go to district championship. We beat Sweetwater, and then we have to face Sweetwater again. And at that point, we were doing like 3-game series against everybody, and we were like 0-3, I think, in Sweetwater, against Sweetwater that year. And it was like the craziest game I've ever played. We scored first, then they scored, then we scored. So it was like back and forth. And we thought we were going to lose because we were at 4-3, and they had no outs, bases loaded. And we bring in this little short lefty. One of my good buddies, he threw like 70, like just meatballs right down the middle. Well, he strikes 2 guys in a row out, and the district MVP that year is on Sweetwater, and he's up to bat. Well, first pitch, Hunter, the lefty on our team, he hangs him a changeup, and he was a lefty, and we're playing at Men's Central. He hits one probably 450 feet, but it's foul. Like, as soon as he hit it, we were like, yeah, it's game. Like, we were pretty much all walking back. Well, he gets fouled by, I don't know, probably 10 feet or so. Well, then luckily he pops one up, and we should have caught it, but left fielder dropped it. Not gonna say names, but then we were like, oh yeah, we definitely lost. It's 0-2. We really just screwed ourselves really. Well, Hunter throws this kid like 70, 75, which is gas for Hunter at the time. Throws him like 75, like I don't know, up and out of the zone, and the kid swings at it for some reason. It looked like it was a hit and run. So he swings and misses, and we somehow won district. But it was like crazy because we went worst to first or whatever, and we made a whole big thing about it. But then we went to region, and that didn't go too well. Yeah, that's the most proud I think I've ever been in sports-wise. That was crazy that we won district championship, being just straight garbage can all year.
No, the upset team of the year.
Underdogs.
Yeah, it was crazy.
I think that happens a lot in like every sport though. The underdogs come in because I know. I wouldn't even say it was our best game, but our performance. I think my sophomore year we played not Cumberland's, but Cumberland University. So
University of the Cumberlands, the Patriots.
The other ones, the
Phoenix or whatever.
Phoenix, yeah, the
Those are
Phoenix.
Cumberland.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, Cumberland.
Yeah.
It's just like Cumberland. I think it's my sophomore year.
Is that the one you were talking about?
I was talking about the Patriots.
Okay.
Patriots.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So we played the other one, the Phoenix. And I think that that was a game where when they had to come to our house twice. So the first time they smacked us by like a lot. And then the second time we were like, redemption. We're looking for redemption. And that game, I think, basketball requires a lot of energy too. So like if it's like a game of runs, the energy happens. Like one energy plays. Like I came down one time, got an and one, start taunting, doing the baby celebration, everything, get everybody turned up, and then the game ended up going to overtime, and I think we ended up losing by probably like 1. But like I would just say as an overall effort and performance, like that was probably like one of my best games.
Yeah.
That's fun. I love it, like basketball, the taunts.
Yeah,
and
the
stuff.
taunts and celebrations
oh,
and stuff.
Gosh,
Yeah.
I love them.
It just sucks when you're down and you can't do it, but like
Yeah.
in the games, it's really fun.
I feel like it's to the point now though where like NBA's like cracking down on stuff.
Yeah.
Like I was watching last night. Giannis got ejected for celebrating a dunk. Like I think
They're doing that with baseball too. Like if you do bat flips and stuff, they're like
Yeah.
ejecting people out of games.
Really?
Yeah, I think Tennessee's team that one year really set a bad example on college baseball because they have the daddy hat and the furry
Yes.
jacket. They really cracked down really every team after that. I feel like every team gets in trouble for bat flips now.
Mhm. Yeah.
Childish.
People are sissies nowadays.
Yeah.
What can I say? Sorry, that's my opinion.
Yeah.
My bad.
I love bat flips. I love people getting dunked on and everything, but
Like makes the game. Like
yeah,
I mean, it makes
the game
just
exciting.
makes it more exciting. Yeah.
That's why I wanted Ron Howard to dunk on me, y'all.
Yeah.
Like, that would have been so cool. I don't think you don't live stream basketball, like high school basketball games. I don't think you do.
Well,
I'm pretty sure you
nowadays.
don't.
Yeah,
I mean, like
nowadays,
nowadays probably, but like back then, I'm not that old, but back then, like they probably didn't, so nobody would have gotten a video of it. But man, that would have been so cool.
Yeah, she just dunked on you. And
Yeah.
you just stand up and clapping.
You're like, yes, ma'am. Good job. Good job.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this was fun, you guys. Lots of
good
fun.
time.
Great
Yeah,
time.
talking about our glory days. Very
Yeah.
nice. And thank you guys for tuning in to the Bulldog Beat podcast, and we'll see you